right, welcome back. Quarterfinal number 2 of the women's competition here at USA Club 7's Nationals, as Rocky Mountain have kicked off against the Washington Athletic Club as they look to move the ball wide down the line. And it's a strong carry from Rocky Mountain to get them started. They keep the ball alive. They play back against the grain here. Taking it through the middle. Lovely work to recycle it from Rocky Mountain. Passes. She carries, she fends, she takes contact. Rocky Mountain, they recycle again. Scrum half picks, brought down just before the line. Breakdown turnover for Washington Athletic Club, and that's a great way to get the home crowd real G'd up behind this one, Abby.
Huge turnover as Rocky Mountain were moving down the pitch, but it's Washington Athletic Club with the ball now. Ooh, great ball in two hands, a little flick outside to the edge. And that's Erica Legaspi burning up the sideline with the cover tackle. Absolutely incredible effort there. I think that was Sam Sullivan. Washington able to hold on to the ball, and she is offsides, unfortunately. So tempting to want to intercept those balls.
She maybe thought she could get away with it, but the referee is just a little bit too far offside to catch there. But end-to-end stuff and a fantastic break from Washington Athletic Club. But what a cover tackle as well, as Washington look again to move the ball into the middle, through the hands. They get it to the edge, and it's a well-worked try.
That's Megan Sanders getting to dot it down, capped eagle for the USA Sevens, and she will look to convert her own try. Great run up that left-hand side, though, by Erica Legaspi. We saw her score several tries yesterday for Washington. And then quick ruck, and then just got the ball through the hands. Conversion no good, and the score remains 5-0. Great effort by Washington to get that turnover and then score on the other side.
Here we go, Abby.
Just see Megan Sanders backing herself as her inside attacker pinned her defender for her, and she just got to dot that one down. She kicks off.
Great height on the kick. Rocky Mountain gather. They move the ball into the middle. Strong defensive work there from Washington, but Rocky Mountain recycle. They get the ball out to the right-hand side. They have numbers. They're getting it to the edge. Final pass to release the speed. Strong tackle from Washington Athletic Club there, Abby.
Megan Sanders again doing it all for Washington. They'll come back for the knock-on in the tackle, but great little bit of attack put together by Rocky Mountain. They also have some speed. Washington was able to match that one that time around.
And in these quarterfinals, Abby, with places on the line in this tournament, how important it is to score straight after you've almost conceded, just to stay in the game and not get too far behind in what is such a tough contest of sevens.
Definitely important. Just, you want to stay in the game. It's only 5-0 right now, so plenty of game left to play. But Rocky Mountain still looking strong on both sides of the ball. It's going to be Washington set piece, that left-hand scrum. Both teams quite narrow. Free kick to Washington as an early engage from Rocky Mountain. And Megan Sanders again. The chase is on. Just a little bit of a swerve, and she's in for a double in just about as many minutes.
And just like that, Washington Athletic Club strike again. And it really was, you know, off the free kick at the scrum. There's a little bit of a miscommunication in the middle defensively there that led to that sort of, I think 2 players ended up taking the same person, which opened up the hole, Abby, but she's having an absolute blinder out there for Washington Athletic.
She came to play. She knows that semifinal spot. is up for grabs, and she is doing everything she can to get it. And there's a replay of that free kick. Just simple through the hands. That's Lauren Barber just pins Sanders' defender, and then she has the speed to finish it off. No one in front of her.
Restart from Washington. Rocky Mountain gather. It's 12-0 to Washington Athletic as Rocky Mountain look to take it out on the outside. Switch back in the middle. Strong tackle and collision. Ball recycled as they pick blind down the edge. Rocky Mountain recycling the ball again. Going through the hands. Looking to potentially get it to the edge, but they straighten. Releasing the speed. And that's a really lovely try as we see it getting down for Rocky Mountain. And that's exactly what they needed, Abby.
That is the answer they wanted, and everyone on that team touched that ball. You had a strong carry up the right-hand side. Support was strong from Rocky Mountain. And then simple, getting it through the hands, really strong passes from Rocky Mountain. Ball in front, really crisp, and that ball is just moving faster than the Washington defensive line. Conversion no good by Sam Sullivan, so we're at 12-5, just one converted try the difference. Here's another look at that try. Like we said, Rocky Mountain just punching onto that ball, tempting that defensive winger, and she just goes a little too high. The fend works, and that's Catherine Lohaus with the try.
Rocky Mountain kickoff. They kick deep. Washington Athletic Club gather. They move the ball to the left-hand side. They get it to the edge. They play back inside to the middle. They take it through, keeping that ball alive. Finding the way to the edge. Rocky Mountain looking to bring it down, but they've kept it alive. Strong turnover there at the breakdown from Rocky Mountain.
Just a little more work needing to be done from Washington to maintain that, but great turnover from Rocky Mountain as they look to go quick. I'm sure they'd love to get one more try in before it goes to halftime. A bit of footwork, and Rocky Mountain charging down the field. Big collision coming in from Sanders back at sweep, picking around the ruck, but Rocky Mountain support is there. Messy breakdown. Referee pings Washington Athletic Club as Rocky Mountain takes it quick. They have space on the edge, but big defensive launch coming in from Lauren Barber in Washington. Rocky Mountain able to hold on. Referee has advantage up, but that is another try for Rocky Mountain. And now kick to come, but we have ourselves a game.
Game on indeed, Abby. Read my mind there, and sensational work from Rocky Mountain to get the try, but Washington Athletic Club taking some serious lumps out of them on the way there.
They are not holding back. I think they just need to do it as a team. We see Lauren Barber coming up, making some shots, but if her insides and outsides could be right there with her. Unfortunately, the conversion is missed, so it is 12-10. There's one more look. Just really strong carry one more time by Catherine Lohaus, and that's her in for a double.
She's been a real threat for them on that left wing sort of spot in this second half, getting both tries. And if you're Rocky Mountain, you just coming back into this game from behind, what are you saying to yourselves at halftime?
Momentum has definitely shifted in their favor. I think they need to give themselves a little more time, which means just getting a little deeper. We see that heat coming from Washington, and if they can avoid those shooters in that defensive launch, they'll get their ball to the edge, and they have had some strong contests, winger on winger.
Very nice. And then if you're Washington, how do you take back control of this game? Started so well.
A little bit of ill discipline came into play. Washington got pushed back. And like we discussed, the big hits, then maybe that next person can just pop up and get in that ruck. We saw them disrupt the breakdown a little bit for Rocky Mountain. And they've scored off a few turnovers, so if they get that ball back, just quick transition play and seeing if they can exploit those opportunities.
Absolute expert insight from USA Rugby women's co-captain of the Sevens team, Abby Gustaitis. I am Alex Probacero. We are about to get the second half underway of our second cup quarterfinal from the US Club Sevens Nationals from Starfire in Seattle. It's 12-10. A place in the semifinals is on the line. And
All
it's Washington Athletic to kick off.
Washington Athletic Club playing in front of their home fans. They have the crowd behind them, but Rocky Mountain not going away. They clawed back from a 12-0 down. All to play for here in the second half. Megan Sanders with the kickoff, deep right, claimed by Rocky Mountain. Ball in two hands. Looking to shift it. Switch back inside. Little flick out the back. A few defensive players brought in by Rocky Mountain. Ref says she was off her feet, so ball to Rocky Mountain. They're moving it quickly. They have an overload right now. Let's see. Those wingers have been at each other all game. Oh, unfortunately, ref says she was held. She needed to release. Ball to Washington Athletic Club. Shuffling that ball out to the edge. That's Nikki Kenyon. Takes the corner. You have Sam Sullivan to beat. Great sweeper tackle. See if that Rocky Mountain can get back, get their defensive line set. Washington set up nice and deep. Carries it herself. Ball staying in the same direction. That's Erica Legaspi. 1v1, and she puts some footwork on. And she's still going. Sensational try by Erica Legaspi. And that brings Washington up 17 to Rocky Mountain 10.
Sensational stuff on the outside there. And what a back and forward game we have. I think you know it's a quarterfinal because of the ability teams chase back and keep trying to defend like their lives depend on it. But that was an unbelievable bit of skill and pace on the outside. Abby in a big moment in the game to get the 7 points ahead with a shot at a kick to take it a bit further as well. And the kick is good, making it 19-10. Washington Athletic Club over Rocky Mountain.
Here's one more look at that try from Washington Athletic. Sending the ball to hands. Not a great ball, but Erica Legaspi does well. Trips up her defender. Like you said, they've been having that 1v1 battle this entire match. Sam Sullivan been great at sweep, but unlucky with trying to make that cover tackle. And Washington Athletic kicking off. Again, Rocky Mountain gather it. Ball in two hands, switching back and forth. She looks to go herself. Again, Megan Sanders not missing any tackles back there at sweeper. Sam Sullivan disappointed with that one, as you would be.
Strong head-to-head there. The two of the real talisman, or taliswomen of their team, I should say. They've both been standouts for across the weekend, and lovely individual effort, but she'll be gutted she went into touch as well.
Huge impacts made by both of those players for their respective teams. But now Washington line out. Nikki Kenyon throwing the ball in their attacking, or in their defensive 22, excuse me. Overthrown. Rocky Mountain regather. Can she get it down? She does. Wow. Sometimes you're at the back of that line out. You just get that gift handed to you, and she had the wheels to run those 20 meters right in.
It's like turning up at the restaurant, buffets there, no line, walk up, fill your plate, get off there. Absolute sensational stuff. Getting the try, and I guess for Sam Sullivan, then it wasn't too bad she went into touch there because it ended up leading to the try as well. And we have a game on our hands. Kick to come from Sullivan. Unfortunately, it misses, but it's 19-15. with about 3 minutes left on the clock in this quarterfinal.
No one's surprised the 15s prop is sitting here talking about buffets, but there's another look at that Rocky Mountain try off that overthrown line out. And it's Rocky Mountain who will look to kick off with this split field. They go left. Washington able to gather it, looking to carry it up herself, gains a few meters. Ruck is set. Rocky Mountain D looking a little disorganized, but able to come up together. Double tackle, big collision. Washington pick around the ruck. Another tackle attempt by Sam Sullivan. Nikki Kenyon coming back the short side. Little bit of a switch, well read by Rocky Mountain, but she's able to keep her feet. They have space out wide. It's a 3v2, ball to hand should do it. Pins that defender. Oh, unlucky ball goes behind her winger. Washington Athletic Club still with ball in hand. Rocky Mountain with the turnover. Referee says not releasing. Rocky Mountain look to go quick. Plenty of game left in just this 4-point matchup. And another turnover. This is relentless back and forth. Megan Sanders, ball in hand, gets it to Nikki Kenyon. 2v2, a bit of footwork. The crowd is going nuts. And that is a score for Nikki Kenyon and another 5 for Washington Athletic Club.
Non-stop action here in this sevens match. End-to-end stuff, trying to catch my breath, let go of the buffet thoughts as well, and carry on with this. And Abby, this is exactly what you want to see in sevens. Both teams threatening, turnovers, big defensive moments, and then finally, as Rocky Mountain just looked to be on their last legs in defense, they'd thrown everything at it. That's when sort of Washington came alive and strike, and the kick is good as well, which opens up an 11-point difference here, which is a lot to come back from with 50 seconds or so left on the clock.
A big mountain to climb indeed. I think Rocky Mountain will be up for the challenge as they set up to receive this kickoff. 2 quick scores, it could happen. Washington looking to restart, again off to that right-hand side. They go long, a little bit of a wobbly kick. Bounce is friendly for Rocky Mountain as they're able to hold on to it. A few missed tackles, tries the flick pass. Unlucky with a little knock on by Rocky Mountain that gives the ball right back to Washington Athletic Club, as I'm sure they'll look to slow things down, run this clock out.
They knew they had to go for broke. They knew they had to score. There was no more time left on the clock. They take their shot and unfortunately goes forward. And that's how sevens can be a cruel game, as it looks like Washington are about to just close this one out.
Messy ball out of the ruck, but gets the ball in Sanders' hands, and she kicks it out as Washington Athletic Club secure their spot in the semifinal. And 2 great matches we've seen so far. This one much more even-keeled and devastating loss for Rocky Mountain, but incredible performance by Washington Athletic Club. An exciting matchup to come later in our first semifinal, which would be Scion versus Washington Athletic Club.
And Abba, we've just seen 2 semi-finals, quarterfinals, apologies, that are very contrasting. One was almost like a walk in the park, 40-odd points, and one was an arm wrestle of the game. Which one would you prefer to get ready for these semi-finals if you're playing? Do you want to just cruise through to the big games, or do you want to be tested?
You want to be tested, but there's nothing like running a clinic out there and building that confidence in yourselves and not worrying too much about the opponent. So both teams have had great quarterfinals, and we have 2 more quarterfinals coming up next, so stay tuned.